Hey everybody, welcome back. EQ2 here, and today we have finally reached our goal, the Barren Sky. Yeah, we got a little sidetracked. Sue me. Anyhow. Alright, so this is the Barren Sky. Where's my button? There it is. Okay, Barren Sky. Pow! We got a whole bunch of islands floating in the sky with chains linking them for some reason. I don't think they ever really explained that. Anyhow, when you get to the Barren Sky, there are two entry points. If you enter from Tenebris Tango, it'll take you over to here. Let's zoom it in a little more. I don't know if you can see it. I'm mousing over it. It's the Old Terran Spire. If you don't come in from Tenebris Tangle, you'll come to Whisperwind Isle, which is kind of like the, I guess you call it the headquarters of the zone. Oh. Fuzzman, yeah, I was just going to mention this guy. Alright, these two guys here, Sir Hobble and Fuzzman here, they roam around and they offer a heritage quest. It's for the, I can't think of the name of the weapon. It's a pokey, the Wormslayer Spear. It's called a Thorn of Old. I don't actually need to pick the quest up, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but here's a language instructor if you need to speak Volant, which is the language of the bird people. Talk to Turk Hugi up here. We also got like a mender, there's a general goods person, we got some little crafting table there, I'm not sure what that's for. Right, what else was there? Oh yeah, the banker. There's a climbable wall over here. See that one right there, it's climbable. Excuse me. Oh, timely reminder. If you climb up that wall and then you run over here to the left, there's another climbable wall. Behold, the climbable wall. See? It's climbable. Up here is where you will find like their hideout. Like I said, this is kind of like their HQ. You got a collector NPC, there's a broker, a banker, a mailbox. Where's the broker? Broker, banker, mailbox. If you're working on that Volant quest to learn the language, you also need to talk to Polly, the retired teacher. And as you're doing the quest up here, you will find the elders, and they'll give you all sorts of quests to run around and do stuff. And I'm probably going to find a page in here. Let's see. Yes, Aversion, page 7. Behold. So yeah, like I said, this is the HQ, if you will. These are the Hulux. They're the good bird people, the owl ones. There's also the Aviaks and the Vultaks, which are, again, eagles and vultures, respectively, and they are not the good ones. The eagles are working with the Awakened Legion because, you know, this is the realm of the Awakened, and he's consolidating his forces. The Vultaks are not working with the Awakened because they're basically the big middle finger faction. They're like, no. No. And they say that to everybody. And then you got the Hulux, who are the good guys, and they're just kind of trying to, you know, mind their own business and not get involved. Let's see. There is a dungeon just down the climbable wall from the HQ, and it's right here. The egg of the, or the nest of the great egg. I was going to call it the egg of the great nest, which is completely backwards, but whatever. So yeah, speaking of dungeons, there are basically 3 heroic dungeons in here, the main one being the Palace of the Awakened, which is this little beast right here. See the little red thing? Palace of the Awakened. In the beginning, it's a solo dungeon, but it becomes more and more heroic the further you progress. Level-wise, I don't remember exactly, but I'd like to say it's between the 60s and 70s. Maybe mid-60s to mid-70s. But it's going to be somewhere in that general area. Notice just south of it is the Vaults of Elrod, which is the next dungeon I was going to mention. Not a very big one. The Palace of the Awakened is by far the biggest of the 3. Vaults of Elrod is a 3-floor dungeon. Mostly you are going to be fighting droags on the upper floor, and on the lower floors you'll be fighting your way through the Kelithulians, which of course are Erudites who follow the teachings of both Kelius and Kazakh Fool. So you can be running into Shadow Knight kind of dudes with fear and mesmerize abilities. The level range in there is, I believe the final boss of that floor was 70 on the dot, so you're probably looking at mid 60s to low 70s. Let's see. Like I said, it's a 3-floor dungeon, not very big, not particularly difficult. can't really think of anything that stands out. I do remember you had to use some like teleporters to get to the various floors. And again, you fight droags at the end and Calthulians in the beginning. Nest of the Great Egg is probably it's probably about the same size of Vultaks. It's been a few years since I've been in there, but it's not too terribly difficult. It's a vertical dungeon more than anything. Lots and lots of Aviak, Vultak type dudes. I'm not sure which of the two, but the bad guy bird people are in there. You can get some crafting materials in there, special crafting materials for special recipes, although I don't think I've ever actually made one, so yeah, I'm not sure what their purpose is. You do have to go into the Nest of the Great Egg if you're working on the hat quest. What was the name of that quest? Blood something. Well, anyways, it's a hallmark quest. You get it on Strifewind Isle. That's this one right here. Here, let's talk about the islands real fast. Okay, this is Whisperwind Isle. This is Cloud Mist. Oh, yeah, Cloud Mist Isle. Isle of Aversion, Isle of Discord, Strifewind Isle, Isle of Desolation, Isle of the Guardians, Prisoner's Isle, Isle of Awakening, Eagle Watch Isle, and Blackwind Isle. I think that's all of them. There may be one or two more hidden underneath some of the other ones, but those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Strifewind Isle. Somewhere on this island, over on this part of it actually. Zooming in a bit, if I can find it. Oh, is that him? Yep, that's him. Hulu. Alright, Hulu. Blood of the Brood. There we go. Blood of the Brood. Okay, that's a quest you can get that rewards you with a hat. I don't remember what was so special about that hat, but I do remember several years ago people were always asking about it, how to start the quest, where to get it, etc., or asking people to link it. But you get a hat for it, and in the end you have to take Hulu into the Nest of the Great Egg and escort them through it and keep them safe. Not particularly difficult, quest. Did I show you the cloud, or not the cloud, the spire? Spire's right there. This will take you to all of the spires. Let me just show you real quick. Behold, all the spires. Used to be that there was a specific spire that would take you to the Bone Mire. I really wish I could tell you where it is, but I cannot remember. I'm drawing a complete blank on that. Anyhow, I mentioned the quest to get the Cloud Mount over in Tenebrous Tangle. It's with these guys, the Lost. Can't remember what Lost stands for, but basically they're looking for a treasure. And you're going to follow along in their footsteps until you finally meet up with the main group and help them find that treasure. And eventually you're going to go full circle and go all the way back to Tenebrous Tangle and actually find the treasure, which of course includes that Cloud Mount. Remember the hidden pile of gold and gems and stuff? Yeah, that's it. Anyways, you got a whole bunch of quests around here that you can do. Like here's some logic quests, like this one. She's trying to figure out how much money they're owed because she has a bunch of old receipts, and you have to use logic to figure out what the proper amount is. There's a guy who's involved in a drinking contest where they have to drink water, but there's different types of water, and the different types of water are poisonous depending on, but they also are antidotes depending on which type of water you're drinking and which type of water you've already yeah. So there's a little guy there who needs help with his drinking test. Let's see. Oh, the other dungeon. That's the raid dungeon right there. It's the Ascent of the Awakened. That's the Isle of Discord right there. And that's the Palace of the Awakened over there. Wait, is that the Palace of the Awakened? Where's that the Palace of the Awakened? Well, anyhow, take these little cloud platforms, just like Tenebrous. See? All these little islands, see? Cloud Mist, Blackwind, Awakening, Discord, Strifewind, Version, see? I'm awesome. This one right here, Guardian, the Isle of the Guardians, this one you want to be careful with. I'll tell you why. There are some rulers of the three factions, and they're doing some like peace negotiation stuff, and they're all 74x4 raid mobs, and it's a proximity based encounter. Excuse me. You get close, they start talking, and you stay close, they notice you, and then they decide to kick you in the face. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Remember, that's the Isle of the Guardians. They're on the map too. Where are they? There they are, right there. Prince Urbaniok the Just. He's a named Aviak. Contested raid. Anyways, the reason I'm going to the Isle of the Awakenings, I just wanted to show you how to get to Palace of the Awakened, right there in front of us, and Vaults of Elrod, which is that way over there. See that little path? We're going to go over there. But first, Palace of the Awakened. Okay, this little platform moves. You click the orb. Boom. Now, having seen how big the Awakened is, this is not the Palace of the Awakened. I don't care what you say, Sony. This is not the Palace of the Awakened. Even if I took the roof off, he couldn't fit his big ass in there. So, yeah. But again, that's just one of those... I'm not going to call it contradictory. It's just it's a mistaken scale. They wanted to make him just so massive to show you what a threat he was, but it's like, no. I mean, considering Jelinek was the size of a gnat compared to him, no. No, 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 no. No. No, no, no. The modelers failed horribly. I mean, first off, Carafim just looks absolutely stupid. And second off, yeah, he's way too big. Scale's totally off. We're not going to go in here now. I just wanted to show you where it is here. Palace of the Awakened right here. Go back over here. Use this. Now remember, this thing moves, so when you run down that staircase right there, you know, don't be too fast, because if you run off this edge and fall, you will die. Unless, of course, you can fly. Behold. I don't need to wait for some stupid platform thing. It's like an elevator, but only it's horizontal instead of vertical, so I'm not quite sure what you call that. Conveyor belt, maybe? Anyhow, we're going to the Vault of Elrod. It's over here. You just run up along here, and there's some droag hanging out, doing the thing. Pow! Vault of Elrod right there. Again, we're not going to go inside. I just wanted to show you where it was. You now know how to find all three of the main dungeons. The raid dungeon, however, you don't know how to find because, well, every time I try to find it, I get lost. I kind of hate to admit that, but I always get turned around somehow and I can never find it. Anyways, go to the Isle of Discord. If you have some type of awesome mount, like by the time you come up here, you should have your leaper mount because that's, you know, a level 25 quest. Just jump off the edge. It's, you know, it's not that difficult to do. I'll fly over there real fast, or not fly, but where's the? Oh, it's right there. I ran past it. Ha! I was gonna say they moved the platform on me. That's not a good sign. All right, go back to Discord, which means go to Whisperwind. Remember that's a big chain. Isle of the Awakening. But yeah, we're going down to Discord. Just waiting for the cloud to take me to Whisperwind's what we're doing. Yeah, I remember it's down there somewhere. There it is. That's the Ascent of the Awakened. That's a raid zone. I believe it's a ×2 raid zone, but I'm not going to swear to that. But we can just go down to the Isle of Discord. Take the little platform. See, it takes us right to here. As I said, you should have your leaper mount by now, if not a flying mount or whatever. So all you really have to do is just... I hate it when it gets stuck on edges. One thing I really hate is bad collision checking. Bad collision checking is very, very irritating. You may or may not have noticed my little Dragon Quest Builders video I did. I liked the game. Unfortunately, it was one of those games where it's like the further I went, the more apparent the flaws were, and one of the biggest flaws in that game was bad collision checking. Oh god, was it bad. Alright, so here's the Ascent of the Awakened. Again, raid zone. This guy will give you some sort of trial that you can do inside there. I don't remember what the trial is. I don't remember who the bosses are. I know that the dragon Gornair is one of them. I think there were two dragons. There was Gornair and T something. But yeah, that's where it is, and that's where we zoned, or not zoned in, but flew in. So it's up there. All you have to do is follow the path. Unfortunately, I can't really remember how to get to the path from the top. I always get turned around and end up making myself even more confused than when I started, so I'm not going to try it this time. Anyways, just look for where the Vultaks and the Aviaks are fighting, which should be in this direction somewhere, and you should find a path that will eventually lead down to there. But anyways, you know where it is, so at least you know which direction to be heading. There are a couple other dungeons. The Treasury of Claw. I really hate these stupid markers. There we go, Treasury of Claw. Yeah, there are 3 of them. There's one here on Desolation, there's one on Strifewind, and there's one over here on Blackwind. They're solo dungeons. There's just solo little instances, not very big. It's like run down a hallway, do something, then run back. The thing is, you will be sent into them if you're doing that treasure quest with the lost gnomes. So be warned. They'll also send you to all these islands to do various things, like you'll have to go to the Prisoner's Isle to rescue prisoners, and you'll have to go up to Cloudwind Isle to harness the essence of wind or some nonsense. I don't even remember. You just go up there and kill cloud people. If you're working on your Fey flight power, you'll also have to go to Cloudwind Isle to talk to somebody. But yeah. Anyhow, that is Barren Sky in a nutshell. All the islands pretty much look like this, so I'm not going to bother flying to all of them, because you know, you've seen one, you've seen them all. But yeah, here it is in all of its glory, the realm of not twilight and not night, but somewhere in between. Can't remember what it's called. But yeah, so anyways, we've been in twilight, now we're in daytime, and next will be the realm of night, which is the Bone Mire. Yay, I love the Bone Mire, it's so fun. So I will catch you next time. And don't forget, we still got to go inside the Palace of the Awakened and maybe the Vaults of Elrod, just because. If we're gonna do one, we're definitely gonna make it the Palace of the Awakened, because again, that is the main dungeon in here. Just like Sanctum of the Skellborn was the main dungeon over there. So yeah, peace out, and I will catch you next time. Laters.